Hi, this is Bob from the BeanCast.
And this is Peter from Shankman.com.
And it's time for the 2-minute rundown for Friday, July 13th, 2012.
There's a black cat when you need one.
The timer is running. Let's get started. Despite the fact that it is Friday the 13th, let's talk about old people. Where the hell? Old people, apparently they love tech. This is what the latest survey says. They love tech, but they won't admit to it, and they're slow to adopt it. I mean, this is funny. What do you think is in the mind of older Americans when it comes to technology? Because they love using it.
They love using it, but who are they going to admit it to? Keep in mind that everything that old people have adopted, it's much like everything on the internet that has started off with porn. Everything that old people have adopted have been because of their grandkids. They go into Skype to talk to Timmy in college, or to see the baby or whatever. They went into Facebook to follow what their grandkids are doing. So everything comes down from there. Who are they going to admit it to?
But I think
they're not Skyping with other grandparents.
I had a Facebook conversation about this today. I put the question
with an old person?
No, not with old people, but with people who work with old people. And we came up with this. A lot of people were saying that. The older Americans are much more invested in their technology. They're slower to adopt new technologies because they're invested in where they go. I think it's more, though, that there's a lot of pride and intimidation because you don't want to look like a fool when you go into the local store and you don't know how to work it and some snotty-nosed kid is having to teach you how to use it. I mean, I think there's a lot going on.
I think, but also when the parents or the grandkids or whatever teach them how to use it, they do fall in love with it.
Well, Google is building in ad verification into DoubleClick. If you don't know what ad verification is, it's a whole business that's done by a whole bunch of different companies that is now going to be killed because Google has made it a free plugin. I mean, let's face it. Ad verification, it was on borrowed time. All it needed to be done was, for one of these players to put it into the actual service.
Sort of like just what happened.
Like what happened. But at the same time, there is some premium service in being,
Well, there was. I mean, anything that comes out as a different company that's a third-party paid application is always beneficial in some regard. But when Google's going to come out and say, okay, here it is, it's part of the suite, it's kind of hard to say no to that.
And of course, Apple has been suing the heck out of Android phone makers, not Google, the maker of Android.
Right.
It's interesting what's happening, though. A lot of the major phone releases of Android are being held up. They're not being able to be produced. And it makes you wonder what Apple's ultimate strategy is. Is it to kill Android, or is it to make the manufacturers of Android not want to use Android anymore?
Well, you said it before we sat down. If manufacturers are afraid to use Android because they're afraid that the phone's going to get hung up in court and not released, why would they bother using it? They won't release the handset. And that could be, I mean, I think they'll probably settle, but it could be a really smart move on Apple to cause the death knell of Android.
Well, we are out of time. I'm Bob Knorpp.
Don't walk under any ladders. I'm Peter Shankman.
Tune in tomorrow,
or Monday
even, for another 2-minute rundown.